right, let's go ahead and get started. I like the limitless above the fireplace. Looks like you're at the Graydon's house. Let's see what you got.
You guys ready?
Okay, for feedback for Jen, she's got a hand slap on the way up to the stage.
Great. Thank you everybody for coming to our joyful learning class today. We're so excited for everybody to put up.
Okay, hand slap.
I have
Great
got
smile on
the
her
most
face.
amazing opportunity to introduce to you guys one of my mentors.
Avoid saying you guys ever.
And he has been blowing things out of the water in the health industry.
Got some T-Rex arms here.
And has been just an inspiration to me. I'd like to welcome to you McLean Taylor.
Okay, that's a good intro. Nice hug.
All right, how many of you guys have ever had a dream?
Your hair looks good.
Yeah. How many of you guys have ever had a bump in the road when you're trying to achieve that dream?
Okay, raise your hand all the way up. All the way.
Well,
Oh,
how many of you
McLean,
guys
by the way,
want-
you entered the stage so well. You didn't have the jumpy up and downness that you had before, but you were super excited, and that was very authentic to you without having any pretense of anything extra. So that was really good. You entered the stage wonderfully. Make sure you're raising your hand all the way up.
To know what I did in order to achieve all of my dreams, not just physically, but in everything I do. Yeah? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Woo! All right. So today we're going to talk.
Okay, if you're going to yell at them, make sure that they know to do it with you. So, woo! You can say, let me hear some noise. Everyone go, woo! Just have that frame up so that they can do that with you.
Talk about what holds us back and how to turn that into a success.
Good
So,
verbiage.
how many of you guys are familiar with what a limiting belief is?
Okay, avoid the term you
Yeah?
guys.
All right. Most of us are. Not all of us.
Okay, this little face that happened over here,
How many of you guys are familiar with what a limiting belief
wait
is?
for it.
Yeah?
You're doing
All
good,
right.
doing
Most
good.
of us are.
Right here, right here, right here.
Oh.
Okay, right there, that's where you lose credibility in that offhand stepping out of your power stance. So make sure that you're staying within your power all the time. Sometimes we ask questions that may seem like, oh, why am I asking this? Because the whole audience knows the answer. Oh, big eye roll moment, right? Don't even acknowledge that. Just keep going with it.
All of us. A limiting belief is something that we choose to believe, whether it's true or not, which holds us back from doing what we want to do and being who we want to be.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of acknowledgement of the
what we
box
have
here.
to-
Not just being in the box, but your hands are actually forming the box. You're like, got this cube in your hands where you're grabbing one side with the sand, you're grabbing one side with the other hand, and it's literally a box in front of you. So just watch that body language wise.
Oh, okay, you gave me this look like, I've got a question.
Okay, questions. If people have questions, do not acknowledge them. And it looks like she didn't end up having one, but even if they raise their hands, don't acknowledge the question until the end of your presentation, because the first one you acknowledge, you're going to get interrupted the entire presentation.
No, no worries. You can make as much noise on that massage chair as you want to, okay? Now, when somebody removes a bunch of these limiting beliefs, they start stepping into a personal power, and they start to look different. Not just physically, but they start to act different in everything that they do. So, what does it look like, by the raise of hands,
Okay,
when
straight
somebody
arm.
has stepped into that personal power and has eliminated a lot of limiting
Okay,
beliefs?
good frame up the question. When somebody steps in their power, what does it look like? This is a really good frame up.
Yeah, they look brighter.
Good
right?
acknowledgement. Way to acknowledge a question.
Exactly. Yeah.
Easier connection to others.
Yeah, they connect easier with others. I mean, they're
Good.
glowing. People want to be around them. Does anybody have anything else that they want to share?
Keep that hand up. Hand up.
Okay, well,
And I noticed
when
that you're
somebody
raising your
steps
hand
into
like
that
this. You got
power,
Boy Scouts
they have
going on here.
confidence because they
Keep
believe
it open.
in themselves. And that allows them to accomplish a lot more than they did
Box,
before.
box. You're like holding a
So,
box.
Let's get a couple of examples of what limiting beliefs look like. Okay?
Box.
What would be a couple of examples?
Raise your
of
hand.
limiting
Up,
beliefs?
up, 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 up.
Too hard. It's too hard.
I don't know how.
I don't know how.
Okay, this would be a great opportunity for these to be
No
written
matter how
right here.
hard I try.
Right.
I just don't know. Anybody else?
I'm just not good enough.
I'm just not good enough.
Measure up.
I don't measure up. So all of these are things that most of us have encountered or
When you
seen
raise your
in
hand
some way
like this,
in our lives
it's
and
telling your
our lives
audience
and our
only
families.
half of you need to participate. Make sure you have your hand all the way
What I'm
open.
going to do is I'm going to share with you a story. I was sitting down one day on my mom's bed, you know. I was flipping through channels. I was about 10 years old. And I don't even know what I was watching, but then something came on. It was a preview for a movie. How many of you guys have heard of You Got Served?
Wow.
Okay, so it's a breakdance.
It's a dancing movie.
It's a dancing
Yeah, I
movie,
know,
right? You know?
Yeah.
And it had to do with breakdancing. So you've got all these hip hop.
So there's
I saw
a
this
very
amazing
small percentage of your audience that actually knows what You Got Served is. So if you ask them how many have you heard of You Got Served, it's probably going to be less than 50% of a response from your audience. So that's a question I actually wouldn't ask. So I would introduce to them instead this idea of You Got Served. Man, I was watching this show one time. It was called You Got Served. Some of you may have heard of it. And it's this show about breakdancing and about how people come on and so it's just assume the audience, you're going to get a very low response rate on that. So just make the assumption that they don't know what it is. Man, I was watching the show. Some of you may have heard of it, so it acknowledges those that do without actually having to have them raise their hands.
like seeing this dance scene, and this guy, he did this thing where he went onto his head without his hands and without his legs, and he was sliding across the floor on his head, just his head. And I saw that and I said, I need to learn how to do that.
Okay, good build-up. You explained that very, very well without people understanding what that was, and you created the 10-year-old awe of it. That was excellent.
That's amazing. And here I am, probably about 5th or 6th grade, and I'm thinking, I'm going to learn how to break dance because I can already do backflips on the ground. I'm already a champion. I'm already a winner. And so I get up and I'm pumped. And I walk up to my mom and I say, Mom, I just saw the coolest thing on TV. This guy did this thing on his head and it was like amazing. And he's like sliding and Mom, I gotta learn how to break dance now. I'm already doing backflips. I can do this. I want to do it. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like so called to it again.
Okay, that's going on for a really long time. So we got the excitement, but we're losing you now because we're so much in the story timeline.
Yes. And she says,
Okay. So, whew. Okay. So when you're going to your mom and you're telling her how excited you are, give it probably 2 sentences. Give yourself 2 sentences and just let that awe be on your face like, man, I gotta try this, Mom! And then my mom, that's going to be, if you hold that at the right moment, that could be a fun state change for you as far as a laugh goes.
yeah, we can get you signed up for breakdancing, no problem.
Or you don't have to pause there, especially if your mom's response is positive.
You understand that
Good pacing here. Really good pacing.
what you saw with that guy doing that.
Okay, watch your body language here. You're kind of standing off away from your younger self. As your mom role, you are giving her a really good boost with the positive reaction that you're telling us about. So I want you to make your body language match that. So instead of having a standoffish body language where you're leaning back on this side and you're kind of turned a little bit, I would be more open to that 8-year-old or that 10-year-old version of you and kind of even get down on from your waistband down a little bit. So just, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. But honey, you know there's some special effects, right? So just kind of get down instead of backing away.
That thing on his head, that head slide, nobody can really do that. Those are special effects.
Oh, McLean, this is such a good pause. I want you to drop a line here. You need almost like a catchphrase here. I think before you said it's not real. I want that to be the last phrase because you're going to bring that phrase in later and flip it around.
It's not real.
There it is. Okay, good. So make the pause, the only pause come after it's not real. Good, very good pause, very good pause. Hello, lady's head that looks
Your
like
hand's
mine.
10-year-old.
Holding the box.
And my mom, bless her heart, she's always telling me that I can do whatever it is that I want to be.
Okay, bless your heart is kind of sticky nowadays.
Whatever I want to do and be, like,
Bless your heart's kind of sticky nowadays. People kind of use it to be a little condescending sometimes. So I would shy away from using bless your heart, but you can say things that uplift your mom, like, oh my gosh, my mom was so amazing. And based on what she knew, this is where she was coming from. So keep uplifting her. I would just change out bless your heart.
I can do anything. But in that moment, I made a decision about myself. That no matter how much I want to be that man, how much I want to dance, how much I want to live,
This is looking really good, McLean.
that's impossible.
Because it's not real. When you've got this catchphrase, you want to be able to find, if it's not real, isn't a good one, then find something else, but repeat it. Repeat that catchphrase, that limiting belief.
I made a decision that there was no way that I'd ever reach my dreams.
Good pause.
And then some things happened in my life.
Some woman
I learned
things?
some things. I figured out how to get out of here and get up to here and achieve everything that I've ever wanted.
Good.
Now, how many of you guys would be interested in knowing how I did that? Can I get a yeah?
Okay, watch
Perfect.
those fingers.
So today, we're going to talk about
Okay,
how
that was a
to break through
really
some
good
beliefs.
energy shift, McLean. Very good.
And at the same time, you're going to have an opportunity to break through a board. How many of you guys are excited about that? Woo.
Yeah.
Is anybody nervous?
Yeah.
Good acknowledgement.
Right.
Good acknowledgement. Very good.
Right, and so I'll explain that. I'll explain what the board break is, what the purpose of it is, and how we can break through our limiting beliefs. Because in the end, a board break is just a symbol, right?
I'm
So,
texting you right now.
Let me explain real quick what the board break is. You're going to get a board. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to go and choose their own board. And then they're going to come back. They're going to sit down. You're going to sit down. You're going to have a pen, and you're going to write out what is the number one limiting belief that's coming up.
Okay, so I'm going to pause you right there.
Here you go.
So this looks like your signature keynote with a hybrid of the board break. So we know that the board break is centered around just breaking through limiting beliefs. In your story, in your signature, if you're going to hybrid it with the board break, which is great, and I think you should, I'm going to invite you to use language that would be used in the board break process, like something like breaking through or breaking the comfort zone, or find ways you can drop that phrase so it locks it in a little bit more.
Right on the other side, your new belief. Okay? And
Okay, I'm going to actually pause the video right here, send you this copy, and then break this into chunks. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording on this one, and you'll watch for a new video based on just the board break. So I'm going to separate this signature keynote from that. You did a great job, McLean. I love watching you work. I love how you're accelerating. This is top-notch stuff. Okay, nice work, McLean.